God, I got to work out. Woo! No more.
I'm on crack, bitch!
Right, so Burnley versus Sunderland. I mean, to be fair, I think every Sunderland fan had zero expectations going into this game. You know, Burnley are head and shoulders above every other team in this league. And just the amount of injury problems we've had lately, you know, Dan Ballard and Jason Bennett both being out injured for basically the rest of the season. This wasn't going to be easy, and we definitely expected to get absolutely battered, but we didn't. And to be fair, it's nice to come with a point, but to be fair, it feels like 3 points. And it honestly could mean 3 points if we just learned to fucking stay on side half the time. You know, that probably wouldn't be so bad, would it? But obviously, you know, the starting lineup, you know, it was pretty much as we expected it to be. I think the surprise inclusion probably was Pierre Ekwa. I don't think many people expected him to start today, and to be fair, I'll talk about more about him later on. But yeah, it was a typical team, and to be fair, it worked for most parts of the game. And again, for Burnley, I've seen loads of Burnley fans on Twitter saying that it's probably their best possible 11 that they could put out, and yeah, that didn't instill any confidence in any Sunderland fans. But you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it really? And yeah, I mean, to be fair, the first half wasn't the most eventful one ever. You know, obviously Burnley, well, throughout the whole game, had more possession than Sunderland did, but they didn't really seem to do much with it. If anything, to be fair, like we probably had the best chance of the first half. Dan Neil's shot from just inside the D, unfortunately going straight at Muric. Ashley Barnes also had a pretty good opportunity for Burnley. Carrying on, I mean, I don't know why, but Danny Bart just seemed to leave Barnes on his, like, he was marking Barnes, and then when the ball went away, he left them on his own. And then Barnes, I mean, to be fair, if you actually, I don't think he actually realised how much time he actually had. So if he actually knew that, he probably would have taken a touch, put on his right foot, probably would have converted it. But thankfully for us, he hits the first time with his left foot and goes over the bar. So there's that. And yeah, honestly, to be fair, for most of the first half, I was mostly Burnley. I think we probably were going into the game towards the end of the first half, which is great to see, because obviously, like, the whole narrative on Sky from the commentators was that teams, when they visit turf mode, the season seem to usually cower away and just let Burnley come at them, but we didn't do that at all in this game. I felt like although yes, we defended relatively well for the whole game, really well for the whole game, we also had some fucking balls and actually tried to move forward, and we were starting to create chances. Obviously, Patrick Roberts also put off a good save from Muric as well, and going into half time, he was going pretty well for Sunderland right now. In the second half, we probably started off the better of the two teams immediately from kick-off. Were causing all sorts of problems with Burnley's defence, which, I mean, to be fair, I know Burnley haven't conceded loads of goals this season, but like their two centre-halves and the goalkeeper, they seem very either way too relaxed or really uncomfortable. Like they didn't like just Muric in himself, that he just doesn't look very natural as a goalkeeper. I mean, to be fair, like his shot stopping's fine, but with the ball at his feet, he just looks like a fucking rabbit in headlights. You know, he just doesn't look comfortable at all. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, and although we were pressing Burnley's defence quite often, I think we probably could have done it more, because clearly when we did, we were putting them under a lot of pressure, which I don't think they were really expecting. So to be fair, I wish we could have done that more often. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think most of the second half it was pretty uneventful. Wasn't too much going on. Josh Cullen and Ian Matson both getting yellow cards for fouls. I mean, kind of weird, because before he got his yellow card, Cullen literally drags Gelhardt down to the ground, and then Andy Hinchcliffe, who again I'll talk about more later on, seems to think it wasn't a foul, even though he literally, he didn't seem to think it was a yellow card. He literally dragged him down. Like, come on, man. And Ian Matson again could have easily been in the conversation for a red card. You know, it just depends on who you are, really. But yeah, honestly, but to be fair, like until the 70th minute, there wasn't really too much going on in the second half, and we brought on Michu and Diallo for Ekwa and Gelhardt, and Burnley brought on Goodmanson for Zahari, which I thought was pretty strange at the time, because I thought he was having a pretty good game, but Goodmanson came on and had a pretty solid game himself. And then it was like the last 20 minutes or so of the second half where the game sort of came to life again, you know. we thought like Ahmad almost scored. He had a shot which was deflected off Burnley and then hit the crossbar, which, I mean, to be fair, one, I wouldn't have counted anyway because I'm pretty sure Roberts was offside in the build-up, and two, I mean, I don't know if Diallo knew this, but Clark was to his left in acres of space who definitely easily could have converted that himself, but again, Roberts being offside in the build-up was obviously going to rule that goal out anyway. Burnley had a couple of chances, that threatened the bit, but didn't really look like scoring, if you know what I mean. Like, yes, they were getting the ball up into our penalty area and in the final third, but they just didn't do anything with it. Like, I think in the second half, they just didn't, like, their attacking players just didn't do enough. And, and to be fair, although it didn't count, we did have the ball in the back of net, I did the bar. I mean, to be fair, it was almost a carbon copy of the Fulham FA Cup game where Barr, he is miles offside. Like, sure, like, okay, I mean, to be fair, it was really great from the Burnley players to all push up like they did. But surely Barr has the awareness around him to realise, oh shit, I'm offside. Let's get back. Like, he was miles off. It was a real shame. But yeah, we know we can come away from those games saying that we would the only team to actually put the ball in the back of the net. Like, again, it didn't count, but we did it. So, little victory there. And then Burnley bring on Obafemi and Vitinho, who didn't really do much. Dennis Cirkin also came on for the last few minutes as well. And we just saw the game out with some brilliant defending. Patterson, he's like every week, Patterson, he's starting to look a lot more confident. Don't get me wrong, his distribution is piss poor at times. But yeah, he's definitely looking a lot more confident as the weeks are going past. And yeah, honestly, to be fair, we definitely deserve the point out of that. Now, obviously the Burnley fans probably might not agree with that, but to be fair, I generally believe that we deserve the point from that. And yeah, and I'm really happy with how we came with that game. Now, if you want to talk about as well, I saw Pierre Ekwa. Now, obviously, this was his first start for us, and to be fair, I think the reaction on social media was definitely harsh. Like, he was nowhere near as bad as what people make out to be. I mean, yeah, he had a couple of wayward passes here and there, but honestly, to be fair, he wasn't as bad as what people thought he was. And to be fair, it's his first start. He hasn't really had a proper run. I mean, to be fair, like, we all thought Michu was pretty bad when he first started, but then once he got those few games under his belt, he really came alive in the play that we know right now. To be fair, I think, again, with a full pre-season under his belt as well, Ekwa could be a pretty important player next season. Now, I also want to talk about the Burnley players as well, because like again, I'll say that Burnley are by far the best team in the league this season. I mean, that's fucking been proven. Like, they're 13 points clear at the top of the table, but it just seemed as though they were trying so hard to con the referee and the linesman at every opportunity. Like, now I know the Burnley fans will go, oh yeah, well, some of them just dirty players, but we weren't really that dirty. We were just physically stronger than Burnley, and the Burnley wingers, especially Benson, Teller and Zaori, were trying so hard to get a penalty. To be fair, Teller should have been booked in this game as well, by the way, because one, he dived, blatant dive in the penalty box. I mean, to be fair, if the referee isn't going to give the penalty, he needs to book Teller, because it was a blatant dive, and yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was just a bit embarrassing, really. Like, with all the firepower Burnley have got to try and get a little con decision like that, it's just embarrassing, really. And honestly, it's been, yeah, I don't know, I just didn't think it was very great. And also, I want to talk about Andy Hinchcliffe as well, the co-commentator. Like, to be fair, I think he was the commentator when we played in the second leg of the playoffs against Sheffield Wednesday last season, and he was very biased against Sunderland. And he was sitting again, like, I don't know why Andy Hinchcliffe just does not like Sunderland for whatever reason, because he just literally couldn't get fucking Burnley's dick out of his mouth. Like, literally, Burnley, like, he literally couldn't praise Burnley to the heavens more. Like, I mean, like I know, obviously, fans on Twitter will be like, oh, yeah, Sky Sports, something, you've been on Sky Sports so many times this season, or whatever, but like, the fucking commentator sounded like Hinchcliffe in particular, he couldn't be more against Sunderland. And, like, I'm not saying I want him to be, oh yeah, love Sunderland, but, like, as a commentator, you've got to be neutral and partial, but he just wasn't. But again, just a minor nitpick. But yeah, that is going to be it for this review. Very, very good point. Very, very good way to kick off the weekend. Hull at home on the Good Friday. Definitely, I think to be fair, I think our next 4 games really should be looking at picking up maximum points. Like Hull at home, yes. Cardiff away, yes. Actually, maybe. Wouldn't be too disappointed with a point at Cardiff, I think. And then 2 home games against Huddersfield and Birmingham again, which should be wins. So, let's see how we get on in those games. But yeah, that's it for me. Just watching. I'll see you all next time.